Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to cartoon yourself. I'm using the iPad Pro with the Procreate app. Now you don't need this to follow along. You can use a white sheet of paper, a black marker for outlines, and markers and crayons for coloring in. I occasionally may use a pencil to sketch first, so it's always handy to have that as well as an eraser. If you're new to Procreate, I also have a video called 25 Procreate Tips and Tricks, which is good to watch first because as I draw, I'll be using these actions. I will link that video below. So I got this image from unsplash.com, which I will link below, and these are royalty-free images. And you could practice with your own picture, or you can go to that website and download any portrait. So I picked this girl here. I just imported it as an image. So we're just gonna go to that layer, hit the N, and then we're gonna decrease the opacity, I don't know, maybe to 30%. Then I'm gonna create a new layer. I got my black and I got my HB pencil. And what we're gonna do first is just trace out the outline. And the key things here is just to pick really noticeable lines. For example, the curves and the hair that overlaps. And if it helps you to raise the opacity just a little bit to see, you can do that. All right, I think we're good with that. So let's duplicate the picture. And then we're gonna bring this to the top. And then we could turn off the bottom layer there. And then we're gonna bring the opacity of the new picture all the way up. And then we're just gonna decrease this. And I'm only using this as a reference. And of course you can use the reference function up here, but I just find this is just way easier for me, just to grab the colors quickly. So I'm gonna move my sketch over a little bit. Okay, so let's go into our sketch layer and decrease that. I don't know, maybe again 30. We're gonna create a new layer, and then we're gonna grab a new brush. So this will be the outline. And then we're just gonna trace over this sketch. So actually, let me just turn off this one so we're not confused. So with this calligraphy brush, I'll just show you, the more pressure you put on, obviously, the thicker it gets. And you can find whatever brush works for you. I'm just gonna try with this brush for the outline. So as you can see, if I press down harder, it becomes a thicker stroke. Let's check off the sketch. And now we're left with this black outline. And then now we can color it. So let's create a new layer underneath this black. And then we're just gonna start to grab some color. All you gotta do is hold down with your finger. You see the eyedropper pop up. And I'm also just gonna change my brush just to a regular round brush. And we're just gonna grab a darker shade for her neck. Okay, then we'll grab her eye color. And the whites of her eyes, if I grab that, you're gonna see that it's really dark. So if I translate it over here, that's just way too dark. So we can select a lighter color of that shade. right, and let's just add some eyelashes. We're gonna create a new layer just for the eyelashes. I have an eyelash stamper brush. It's pretty cool. And then all you gotta do is just stamp. And then we can duplicate this layer. Actually, that looks better darker. So I'm gonna have two layers. I'm just gonna merge that down. And then I'm gonna duplicate that again. And then just go to this tool up here and then just flip horizontal. And we're gonna move it over. And then just rotate it. And then just delete any excess. All right, so let's continue with the hair. We're gonna go back into the color layer. I'm just gonna grab this brown for her hair up here. And as you can see, her hair goes like an ombre from dark to light, but we're gonna color the entire head with this brown, and then we'll deal with the lighter shade after. All right, let's create a new layer. We're gonna put it underneath the hair and the face, and then we're just gonna pick the orange from her sweater. Okay, so now let's finish the hair. We're gonna go back into the hair layer, and then we're gonna just select kind of blonde color. And then we also want to turn on the alpha lock. So what alpha lock does is it lets you color everything that's within the area that's already colored and not anything outside of it. So to enable that, let's just click on the layer, hit alpha lock, and then you'll see the thumbnail turn with a checkered background, which means that the alpha lock is on. So as you can see, I can only color within what I've already drawn. So we're just gonna wing it. There is no right or wrong answer here. And then I'm gonna grab just this orange in the middle. Now there's a couple things we can do. We can leave it like this where it looks 2D, or we can blend it. So we can go to the blending brush. Just make sure you have a soft brush picked out. And I'll show you what it looks like if we just blend the color. Now I'm not applying a lot of pressure. Okay, and then now we can do some of the shadows. So let's start off with the sweater layer. And then I'm just gonna grab this really dark burgundy down here. And as always, you wanna know where your light source is. So the light source is literally right here shining on top of her. And you can always exaggerate where the shadows are, I guess, since because this is a cartoon. So as you can see, there's a little shadow right there. And then logically, there's going to be shadow underneath all of that hair. And then just a darker shade of this color here for her neck. And then there's just some more shadow over on this side. And if you want to add more detail to the sweater, you can. Let's just go back to that layer. Let's grab a darker shade. Alright guys, this is just a quick way that you can cartoon yourself. Hope you enjoyed this video. To get notified of more new videos where I teach you to draw, be sure to subscribe to Draw with Marina.